With the beta drop of CS2 happening recently, I think most people by now have realized that, yeah, some of the weapon models have changed in game.
There's two different M4 models, I just noticed. Look at this one. This is the old one, right? Look at the top, the carrying handle. When I change to the next one, look, it's way thinner.
Now, it's nothing crazy that makes the models look completely different from what they were in CSGO, but there is some very interesting little changes on weapons like the AK, M4, and DOP. So what exactly are they? Before I get into it, let me give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is hands down one of the best bot trading sites you can use with CSGO skins. Say you want to upgrade some of your current skins, this would be the perfect site to do it with. You can also straight up buy skins too, and with their 35% deposit bonus plus my code, it gives everyone quite a nice balance to work with. There's even free giveaways and rewards for completing simple tasks on the site to help you get even more skins. Get $5 for free now with my link in the description below. Okay, with that out of the way, let me also give a shout out to this guy right here. He's the one who's made all the renders I'm about to show you guys, so credits to him for all of those. Now, I do want to add into the video quickly, I still haven't gotten access to the CS2 beta myself yet, so while this guy is confirming these models have already been changed, I'm not sure if the ones I'm about to show you guys are the only ones that have changed so far. So if there are more that we're missing, let me know down in the comments. Anyways, getting started with the first one though. First off, we have the dualies or the dual Berettas, and honestly, right off the bat, I don't notice a difference here at all. I had to stare at this one for a couple of seconds before I realized that the lines right here, on the old one, there's fewer of them. They added more of them to the new one, basically. On top of that, the edges towards the front of the barrel of the gun are a lot more distinct. But besides just smoother, better geometry, I'm really not seeing a crazy difference here. When you look at it from other angles, the trigger is shaped a little bit differently, but it's really just minor things like this for the dually specifically, I guess. Following that one, though, we have the USPS next. And probably, in my opinion, this is one of the ones that's changed the most. Right off the bat, just from these images alone, you'll notice that the old one's a bit bigger. This new model is slightly smaller, not to mention the iron sight seems to be a bit bigger than before, and it feels like the trigger's been modified a bit too. It's funny because it still feels like the exact same gun, but looking at it from a different angle, it really doesn't feel like it. I'm also realizing too that they took the grip off the handle as well. To be honest, I'm not really getting why they're making some of these changes, but yeah, this is the USPS now. Following that, we got the Glock, and there really isn't anything that's changed with this one. The trigger is slightly different and the handle is slightly different, but other than that, I'm seeing no changes here. Next up, we got the Deagle though, and there actually are some notable changes on this. First, these two notches that are in the top of the barrel, they're slightly bigger on the newer model, and also the railing that they have on the bottom underneath the barrel, I forget what that's actually called, that just looks a lot more realistic now. It looks like the iron sight as well has been slightly altered, and the handle also sticks out a little bit more towards the back. Other than that though, again, I'm just seeing improved geometry here, which makes it look overall a lot better. Moving on from those models though, now we're getting into the weapons that people use a bit more. The Scout has actually changed quite a significant bit. You'll notice that while the scope design is pretty similar, multiple little design aspects have been changed. You'll notice too that there's an actual rail that exists for the scope to sit on too. There technically was one there before, but it wasn't as realistic as this looks. It looks like for the stock, they just made it slightly more realistic where the shoulder mount has like a bit of a curve unlike the original, and the grip has actual finger engravings. Towards the front of the barrel, it looks like they have altered it a little bit, as well as there used to be these little open slits in the original Scout. Now those aren't there anymore. To me, over everything here, the scope is really the only thing that changed. All in all, I think they just actually made this a much more realistic, better looking weapon. But yeah, that's about it. Following that, we got the M4A1S next. And right off the bat, you'll notice that little handle, I guess, that's at the top of the gun. That's smaller on the new model. Something interesting they added as well is a strap mount right below the big iron sight on the front of the barrel. We've never really had strap mounts on weapons before, so maybe they could end up using this in the future. I just don't really know how it would work though. Other than that, it looks like the silencer's a little bit smaller and the handle's shaped a little bit differently. Those are the only differences I'm really seeing here though. Following that, of course, we've got the M4A4. And just like the A1S, they've also added a strap mount underneath the iron sight on the barrel, but other than that, really nothing has changed with this one. I'm noticing some of the lines are a bit more distinct, but other than that, pretty much everything stayed the same. Second to last here, we got the AK. And the AK is just like the A4, where it's really not that different. It looks like in the front of the gun, there's been various design improvements, again, just to make it look more realistic. It looks like the iron sight on the very front is also slightly different as well. But other than that, the only difference I'm seeing here is the design of the actual magazine. It looks more like a traditional AK, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but it's definitely different from what we had before. Lastly, for this video, we got the AWP. And just like the Scout, compared to the old one, I would say the scope has the biggest changes here. You can see this top piece is slightly bigger, as well as the back half is completely different now. It looks like the little legs on the front as well, the spring that's attached to them, that's been slightly redesigned, and you'll notice the magazine as well looks slightly different too compared to the old one. The barrel does look to be a little bit shorter with the different muzzle brake on it, but out of everything that we've looked at this video, I would say by far the USPS still probably had the biggest changes. After seeing all these though, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. It has been interesting to see some skins get updated to these new models, but not all CSGO skins exist on these new models yet, so I wonder if Valve will migrate them anytime soon. Anyways, with all that said, if you guys did make it this far in the video, don't forget to drop a like and of course subscribe if you're new. And yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.